Good morning. Welcome to JB's Crochet. I'm Amber. It is Bust That Stash Tuesday. Ugh. Good morning, Monique, Nana, BB, Rebecca, Arlena. Welcome. Man, I just heard waka waka when I said that. I don't know why. Waka. I feel like I've been up for over an hour and a half now, but I feel like I'm still waking up. Ooh, that's cute. Let's see, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to see if there was anybody here before Restream picked you guys up. Hold on a second. Just Miss Lisa H. Lisa H and Rebecca, we're here. Penny, good morning. Okay. We can put this down. I think I found a yarn that I'm going to make bookmarks from. I think I found a good substitute. It's this yarn right here. There's about 120-ish yards per one of these little cone thingies. I say cone because it's got a center spool that, you know, this yarn is wrapped around on the outside of. It is Artiste number 8 crochet cotton from Hobby Lobby. And look how cheap that is, $1.99. But it was 30% off. So I got it, 4 skeins of this and my pillow for $15 yesterday. So here is the pillow. It looks a little on the small side, but you know, with the pillow cover that I have, it'll wrap around. And my pillow cover is only going to be about just barely 20 inches, so the length will help fill it out for me. I'm not going anywhere today, Rebecca. But if you really want to make sure I don't miss it, you can always message me too. Are they going to take video of moving the herd? Because that would be something fun to put on your channel, because I would love to see that happen. Or, you know, not the whole thing, but, you know, at least some of it. Yeah, I know. I need to go back and watch the replays of those two lives I missed. Although, I have a lot of lives to catch up on. Sipping coffee. Good morning, Grandma Rita. I missed anybody yet? I don't think so. Good morning, Rita. Oh, let me mute this real quick. Julian, good morning. Melissa G, good morning. So I worked a lot on the pillowcase yesterday. I know I said I wasn't going to, and I was going to work on the conch shell, which I did not. You know, if you know, you know. Like, once your mind is set on something, it's set on it. And it's like, you got to work on it. So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm going to try this yarn for Oh, you found it? Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go turn the TV on for. I couldn't find the remote, so I had him go find it once he got up. So I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Oh, Lord, I wish he wasn't so particular on what he watched. Good morning. Good morning, Marianne. I hope you're feeling better. So, yeah, I found this at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and it is 30% off week. So, if you guys need Hobby Lobby yarn, go to Hobby Lobby this week through Saturday. It is number 8 crochet cotton. I think this is like a 2-weight. It's like a 2 to 3. And it recommends starting around. This does not have a hook size on it. It has a. Oh no, it does have a hook size. It says B1. What is a B1? Is there a B2? Or, B4? Before you start? I ordered myself. I had some credits on Amazon from returning stuff, so I ordered myself the Clover Amours in the steel hooks sets because I want something with handles, and they have handles. Y'all, and they're on sale. I don't know if they're like what the normal price for those things are, but they're $32 on Amazon right now for the full set. Normally they're like 50 something, I guess, on Amazon. I don't know. Amazon's just trying to get you to buy them, but hey, if $30 is worth paying for a full set of hooks, then there you go. Oh, my eyes are dry. Good morning, Margaret. So yeah, I think this will be thin enough to make one of those bookmarks, those crosses. I just need to wait for the hook that I ordered to get here. So I ordered a full set of clovers, and then I also got myself a tulip, a 1.75 tulip. That'll be here this morning at some point. Because I wanted the full set from Clover, so I got that, and then I wanted something right now because the Clover set's not going to be here till next week, so I wanted something like right now. So I'll have at least 2 with handles for that size. But this is a 2.0. I could work with this, but which feels like I don't know, the 2mm almost feels too small. It almost feels like I should do a 3 or 2.5. But because when I put it in the hook, this hook actually sits over the top of the yarn. Oh. Could you now, what part of the tranquilizing part would be against it? Like showing it? Because you could always have somebody pass them. Because you're just getting, hold on. Are you trailering them? Good morning, Deb. So this might be the right size to use then. Good morning, Magic Frog. A B1 size hook is 2.25. Yeah, I don't use these tiny little hooks, Deb, so it's like, I'm like, what the heck's a B1? Why is it a B1? You know, like, why do we have both letters and numbers there? And yet it's a 2.25mm. So maybe I didn't need to buy the 1.75. Well, I looked up to see what recommended hook size for a number 8 crochet cotton, and it said 1.5 to 1.75. I don't think that's right. Showing deer that look drugged is... I guess people would have to be really, really paying attention. But I get it. That stinks. That would be good footage, though, to, you know, show the movement of them, how you guys do all that. Hello, Hope. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all, the way this is working up is hilarious. Ah. So this is my second side to my pillow. I don't know why the edges are curling like this. I think it's because the stitches are tight. Because I'm using a 5.5mm with thick 4/8. And then these little splotches are just splotches in the burnout pop, so they kind of make it look a little speckly dirty, but I could have cut them out, but I was like, I don't really care. And I could, you know what, you don't see them as much on this side. I could always make this I can always pick and choose which side is out. You changed. Oh, Creative Girly. Well, good morning. You did change it. Hope's Arts and Crafts. Creative Girly. I like them both, but I don't know which way I lean more towards, because they're both good. So this is the pattern I'm going to be working on today, maybe. I'm really itching to make one of these crosses to see if this is going to work better. Because I think this will be thinner. I think the crosses will be thinner for bookmarks, because I just feel like these are too thick. So, and because they're made with that 4/8 cotton. Peaches and cream cotton, so I want to stick with cotton. I don't know why. I think this will hold up better over time. Maybe. I don't know. Or yeah, you could always do like a pre-looking like they're under the influence of something, I suppose. So we are working on this pattern today. This is the Bust That Stash pattern, the Crochet Stripey Lumbar Pillow from the Yarnspirations website. So I have finished one side. And so it started out like this. So I started, with the dark end of the Bernat pop, and I'm working my way up to the lighter outside, and then I started from the darker inside out to the lighter, and then the Lion Brand Mandala gradient, I started with the light on the inside, and I'm working on the way back out. Working my way on the way back out on both. So it actually continues on like this. I could have really honestly kept this strip going, this panel going, and just made it 40 inches and folded it over and had 2 seams to sew up, but we're doing it this way. So this is, if you can kind of see how it's continuing on. I think it's going to look cool. I mean, it looks like 2 different projects, though, separated like this. So, and for some reason, it's just a little on the smaller side, the second one. I think I've gotten tighter with my stitching. Oh well, I'll make it work. It's going to get stretched out. So this is one side. Like I said, I don't know why it's curling so bad. Once it's sewn together and put on the pillow, it's not going to be a big deal. So here's one side of the pillow. I still have about, 4 to 6 inches to go. And that'll be the other side of the pillow. It'll go like that. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do when I make the pillow is I'll put these 2 ends together to where it starts with the dark black over here and it goes all the way to here and then it turns this way and comes this way. I think that's what I'm going to do instead of flipping it the other way. I don't know. We'll have to play with it and see what it looks like. Oh, you couldn't see all the messages? So, and then there's this way where it's, yeah, like I said, I don't know which way I'm going to go. I don't know. I might put the darks on opposite ends. Like this dark right here will go on this end. And then this dark will go on this end over here when you flip them around. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Where do I want to put this? Okay. So like it'll go like this. It'll fit just fine, I think. And I can see how this does flatten over time with use, but if you know how to work with pillows, you know how to fluff them back up. So, if you're not familiar, I think on one of my edges, I'm going to figure out a way to do, I know I don't like to do Velcro with yarn, but honestly, I don't like sewing, so I don't really want to sew a zipper on. And I really want to do an opening where I can take the pillow out and I can wash the 2 pieces separately because you can refluff a pillow by throwing it in the dryer. And I don't want to throw this in the dryer on high. So yes, Angela, this is our Bust a Scrap series. This is our Bust a project. This Bust That Stash project. So we're trying to bust our stash and our scraps, like all of it, the stash of everything, whether it be your new stash or your scraps. So this is our pattern that we picked. And I already started working on it. So, I always do it that way. Oh, I could do buttons. This is true. So what I could do then is make this next part longer, make this a couple inches longer, and then I can make some buttonholes and make a flap type of thing. Melissa G, I was just thinking the same thing. I could do that, yeah. I don't want to use Velcro though, but I mean, that's the only thing I was thinking is I could just put a little strip of Velcro in there and. Oh, and this was my dice roller. Instead of doing the online one, I started doing it online for this one, and it kept giving me these thick strips, and I was like, I want more like smaller amounts here. And then I got thick strips again. Buttons. Okay, so I just need to make it, I need to figure out how much longer to make it then. So this is what I've been shaking to get my next number. It sounds like a dinner bell. The kids are like, oh, there's a dinner bell. I'm trying to remember how many I had. Because I started on this row and then I put it down, but I can't remember how many I had on this one. I might just make it a one row and just start from here. I'm trying to use up the red, but not too quickly or the burgundy, because y'all, I don't have much yarn left. And I got to get this far with both the colors before I do the sewing together. Y'all have no idea. Monique and I do that constantly. Well, apparently same here, Melissa. Like, I was on the same page as both of y'all. She said buttons, and then I was like, make a flap and put it. Yeah, there you go. Good morning, Steven. All right. We're going to go 4. 4. All right. So I'm going to change my color because I don't remember what the last color. This had a certain amount. I just can't remember if it was like 5. I feel like it was 5, but I don't know. We're just going to go ahead and change it. We're going to go to this color and do 4 rows. So yeah, one end of this will be a flap with a button or buttons, and then the other end will be sewed together, like crocheted together, I mean. All right, cut the right yarn this time. I accidentally cut the wrong one time and had to reattach it again. You're not that late. You're here on time for you. I always say that people show up at the time they're meant to show up. So you're good. You're good. So yeah, we're just hanging out. I'm going to work on my project while we chat about whatever the morning brings. So we had the day off yesterday with school. So today we're going to do school. I'm still trying to figure out things with the youngest. I need to figure out what tickles his fancy in learning, you know, to make it like stick and get that light bulb to finally go off like, ah, I got it, you know? Good morning, Tammy's. Tammy's Critters and Things. It's the place to be. So yeah, these two colors work very well together. It's just the two side panels of this pillowcase or cover looks so different, like completely different projects almost. Like I was almost like I was making 2 separate pillow covers and I only had one side done per pillow, making 2 different pillows basically. But it's not. But y'all, I've almost used up more yarn, so I'm happy with that. And I've used up yarn that I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. At least the one, anyway. The Lion Brand Mandala, the one that I have right now. the gradient. I still had plenty of it left, so I could have easily picked it for something and used this scrap one up for whatever. But it was the Bernat Pop, the black and gray and white one, that I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Yeah. Well, Melissa, they got the day off yesterday because Daddy was home, and we had a very busy weekend. That oh my goodness, I am glad we didn't do school yesterday. I think it would have been pulling teeth getting them to do school, because it was it was going to be a rough morning if we hadn't taken the day off. So they got their Friday was yesterday, so they get to do the rest of the week. So we're going to do school the rest of the week. Yeah, I mean, my youngest will get there. He'll get there. I just got to be patient and stop worrying about it. I'm just getting very impatient. And so I'm trying to reel myself back. So it's tough, because I just don't want to, I don't want to fail him. So, but Rebecca was amazing. This morning she happened to have something come across her feed, and I was like, and it's things I've heard for years, because I've been crocheting for years, but no, I've been homeschooling basically since birth with all three of them. And what was I going to say? My brain literally just poof, blank. Where was I going? Oh, she shared something on her feed, or shared something that she had come across her feed somewhere this morning. And I want an 8x10 paper size. 8.5 by 11. There we go. Color print. Done. Let's see if it'll print. Anyway, she had this thing come across her feed, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen those things for years, and I just forget about them. So I'm printing it off as a picture, and I'm going to hang it up somewhere that I see it all the time, and remind myself of these things. It says reminders. It's from Treehouse Schoolhouse. Reminders for the homeschool mother. Curriculum should be viewed as a menu, not a checklist. The goal of education isn't to fill their minds with facts, but to cultivate a love of learning. There is no behind, in quotes, as long as they're being challenged and making progress. That I need to remember. He is making progress. He is learning little bits here and there, and he'll get there. And then home culture matters more than curriculum choice. And then teaching children practical life skills is school too. Like that one right there, teaching children practical life skills is school too. I am like a huge proponent of that. Like when we have people to come work on the house, they're learning all these different skills and are watching others and all these different types of skills that they could potentially use or do as a career or job or whatever, in their life. So one is our reading already and the other is always getting in trouble. It's so funny. Oh, I love it. Okay, it printed and I'll go get it in a minute. But this is what it looks like. See if this is what it is. So I printed this off to remind myself of these things. So I'm going to hang that up. I might even print off two. hang one up down here. When I'm sitting here, I can remind myself, and then also hang one upstairs where I can be reminded upstairs. And my Amazon package is 10 stops away 20 minutes ago. So we'll see. Good morning, Nisi. So I am totally going to print those off and remind myself. So, yeah. I think last week worked out well. My daughter sat with my youngest and just, you know, helped him through a couple worksheets while I was at my Bible study. So, she was able to help him get through that really quick and get her schoolwork done, and they were able to play on their stuff. So like today or tomorrow, they'll be, you know, do the same thing. They're going to get their tablets and computers to work on, and then after they get school done, and then when I get home, they can play the computer games that we have, like the Windows computers games that they are allowed to play. These children are so spoiled. Like, we're setting up a game room essentially in our basement for not just the children, but the, you know, the big child and the 3 younger children. and occasionally myself, if I decide to play video games. I'm just not into playing the kind of video games that they play. I play like the puzzle games on my phone, and that's about it. No worries, Nisi. There's a lot of lurking, so it's all right. I welcome the lurkers because I'm always a lurker myself. So I am on my 4th row already. It's only 30 something stitches across, so it works up pretty quick for a single crochet. I kind of wish I would have stuck to my guns to do a half double crochet, but it's a little late now. Little late now. Anybody NASCAR fans here? Anybody watch the race this weekend at Kansas? The last like 10 laps of that race, I was actually there in person, and y'all seeing that car, I don't know if y'all watched it or not, but there was a car that ended up on its side and rode the barrier, the what do they call it, the something barrier, and he rode it quite a ways, like almost completely around the one end of the track, like 2/3 of the way around two turns, and ended up coming down from the barrier, and then the car flipped not once but twice, and he walked out of it. It was quite, I was like, oh, there's a car on its side riding the side of the wall. Well, there's a barrier along the wall. They had a very specific name for it. It was a something barrier. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, it was the wall, but there's like a barrier that they've created. I just can't remember what they called it. Anyway, yeah, he rode that wall quite a long ways. I think his name was Zane Smith. Zane Smith it was a green car. I wish I would have had it on video, but I didn't get it on video. I don't know why. I just was watching the race, enjoying it, so I didn't really have my phone out. Safer barrier? Yeah, it's something like that. Anyway, that was interesting to watch. And then the winner who won, that was exciting. I was like, I don't want these 2 racers to win, and those 2 races ended up not winning. And I was like, yay! Elliot beat him. I think I've officially become a Chastain and Elliot fan. Those are my two guys that I just seem to always like gravitate towards for some reason or another. Not because everybody else is, but I don't know. I pick racers when I'm there watching and just end up rooting for them. And Chastain's one of them because he's the watermelon guy, and for some reason, the one race that we went to that he won at Kansas, I just made this flippant remark. I was like, it'd be so fun for the watermelon guy to win. I didn't know who his name was because it would be fun to see the watermelon smash at the end of the race when he wins, and he ended up winning. And so I was like, well, there's my guy. There's one of my guys. No 2311. We did not want 2311 to win. Oh, so yeah, no, I was happy to see the number 9 win. I was like, I did not want that 11, but you know, I have to say, if you watch his podcast his podcast from this week, I recommend going and watching Hamlin's podcast because I don't know, it kind of make him feel a little less more like a villain. Everybody makes him out to be a villain. The other one, though, oh my gosh, when he was being booed, coming in or introduced, the smug look on his face made me go, okay, I don't like you much. But Hamlin had a smile on his face and was like having fun with it. So it was like, you know, I don't know. Just the other one, though, he was just walking like this, and I was just like, woo. Anyway. I forgot to put my ring on last night. I just realized that. Uh-oh. I need to watch how many rows I do with this. That's all I got left. I don't know how many more rows that is. Maybe 5? Maybe. Ooh, excuse me. So I need to look and see how many more inches I need to go. Woof. I might be playing yarn chicken with this pillow. I might be playing. I don't know what Hamlin's podcast is called, but I would highly recommend going watching his one from this last week, like from yesterday, because I don't know. Doesn't sound like he's going to be in much longer. Like it sounds like he might be retiring in a couple years. And also, I don't know. He knew he messed up. I mean, he took the responsibility for not winning. So, oh, okay. Let me add this on. I need to figure out how many rows I'm going to do on this next one. Did I do 4 already? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did do 4. There you go. I lost all you guys. All right. Talking about NASCAR racing and lost all y'all. Yarn, yarn, come back, yarn, yarn, yarn. I'll call out the right stuff. Yarn, yarn, yarn. Okay, let's see. Oh, 6. We're getting into thick strips again. 6. But I need to see how many more inches I need to go, because I don't have much left for red. The last part of this might end up being the Bernat Pop, and then I might have to use a whole different yarn to attach the 2 pieces together. Maybe. That's the thing. I don't know. It might just have to be... I'll have to look and see what I have. But I'm running low. Oh, that's right. You know what? I have more of the red, the burgundy. But it's the Bernat Pop I don't. See, yarn brought you guys back. I started yelling yarn, and I had everybody coming back. I was like, yes. I still have 4 inches left before it even hits 20 inches. Got 4 inches left. So I might just have to pull another, I might have to pull out another burgundy just to get me to that end. Because I still have quite a bit of this. I feel like I can get several color changes out of that. Let me go grab another cake of the burgundy. I know I have at least 1 or 2. I'll be right back. I have at least 2. All right, so I'll just pull from the outside of this one. So that way I can at least finish with the 2 that I have. Time to brew some coffee. All right, let's see. All right, well, I don't need to attach it yet, but I will attach it if I need to. I'll stick it in here for now. All right, I'm not even on that color. So we need to do 6 rows of this. You're working on a headache. Oh, no headache. Go away, headache. No headaches for you, Melissa. They're not allowed. They're not allowed. You cannot have one. No headaches allowed. So anyway, yarn, 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 yarn. Yarn, 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 yarn. And let's see. So tomorrow is Wednesday. I think I just bring a whip. Oh, that's right. Wednesday is the week that, or the day that I bring the whip. And I think, did I pick the whip for this week? I don't think I did. I think last week was supposed to be the Get that coffee, Melissa. Yes, because no headaches are allowed. I know I picked the Busy Bee blanket. Did I pick that last week or was that for this week? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it was yesterday that I picked that. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Do y'all remember? I know y'all are my memory sometimes, so. Yeah, only 1 headache per check. I already have one, so tell your head to cut it out, Melissa. Yes, Steven, cut it. Tell Melissa, cut out that. Don't let your head. Yeah, I can't talk. I lost it. Cut it out. Where's that from? Cut it out. Woohoo! My Amazon order came. Woohoo! I ordered, like I said, the Tulip 1.75 millimeter hook. I ordered a little booklet of thread crochet bookmarks. And then I also got these stamps that I want to put when we get our concrete poured. Oh, this is the printer. It scared me. When we get our concrete poured next week, I think, for our new patio out back, we're going to stamp into the concrete in memory of, or in memory of Grandma Janet or something like that, or in memory of Janet, because if it wasn't for her estate, we wouldn't be doing the deck and patio right now. So it is due to her estate, we're, doing something for our house that we know she would very much approve of. So that was Uncle Joey from Whole House. Cut it out. Oh no. No. We cannot have multiple headaches on this chat. We're only, yes, like Steven said, there's only a minimum of 0. 0. None. Not allowed. The Three Musketeers, huh? United in some way, shape, or form, huh? Yes, all the headaches must exit. Exit stage left or stage right, whichever way you want them to go. 6 rows of this. Yeah, this is the one color I'm not going to be able to redo or to finish. So hopefully, well, I guess if I run out of this Bernat Pop, the Lion Brand Mandala Ombre, no, the Lion Brand Mandala Gradients will be, the gradient one will be my seam together color, I guess. Which actually I think that would be a good one. A darker color versus a lighter color. I didn't pick the whip for this week. When did I pick the Busy Bee? I thought that, was that last week and I just never got around to working on it? Man, last week went by fast then. Because I feel like that was just like recently, but then I don't remember doing it yesterday. Oh, goodness. Let's see. All right, well, we'll just put it back on the list and we'll say 1 to 16. It's so cool. All right, so let's see. That's numbers 2 or total. Okay, no, I don't want that. Random number generator. Take that out. Generate. Who? Oh, my. Apparently, the Busy Bee is determined to be the project picked because I just generated a number from 1 to 16, and guess what the number was? It was the Busy Bee blanket again. It's meant to be right now, apparently. The AI wants me to work on the Busy Bee. So I guess the Busy Bee is going to be the one I work on. The Busy Bee is the one for me to work on this week. I made it work. Good morning. The Busy Bee is the one for me. And this is what I was doing all day yesterday, just, in between doing different things. Like going and buying a Windows PC computer for the kids to do games on. Big games. Big computer games. And then I went out again to get pizza from Casey's last night for dinner. Which I don't know. We're going to eat out again today. Although I might just make myself and the 2 kids just eat leftover pizza because we'll be home in time to eat at home. Whereas about the time we get home, my middle child will be at practice for flag football, and he usually waits till after. They usually eat after flag football practice on the way home. So those 2 can eat out, and then I'll just make us eat leftover pizza, which there's plenty of for all of us to eat. I think that's what we're going to do. Work is never, it never is. Never, ever. Never, Julianne, never. It's always ongoing. Always, always. I'm just glad it's Tuesday and I get to finally hang out with you and not miss your live. I need to set an alarm. Google, remind me not to miss 11 o'clock live, Frizzy, please. Thank you. I keep eyeballing this little yarn over here, and I want to make a cross to see how small it is. Because I'll need to figure out how Because if it's a lot smaller, if the crosses end up smaller than this, I'm going to have to make this part down here longer so it at least fills the whole page of the book, of the Bible. If they use it in their Bible, you know, it may be a study book that they use it for too, if they even use them. So, and they're fast enough, I feel like I can get a bunch of them done quickly. 3 more rows. Good morning, Dreamy. We're just hanging out, crocheting. I'm working on a pillow cover. I don't think I'll get it done today on the live, but I will get it. Okay, I can't say I'll get it done today because I said I'd get the conch shell done last Tuesday and I didn't. And so, or last week actually, and I haven't gotten that done either. So it has officially become one of my whips, which technically would be the, no. I should probably put the conch shell. I should put it up here. Well, I don't need to put the lumbar pillow. I'm going to finish the lumbar pillow. There we go. Move that up there. Oops. Move this down here. And move these back up here. There we go. So technically, I have 1 to 17 now because the conch shell has officially become... Oh. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I don't know why my husband was calling me. I was going to try and call him back, but he didn't answer. We'll text him. We'll text him. Sorry for the quiet, guys. Text him to see what he wants. Jeez. All right, give me a second. I'm going to go run up and get my Amazon package. I need to get it off the porch real fast. Hold on. Okay, sorry for all the craziness this morning. We had a guy creeping around our house last night with us home. And he was creeping around another friend's house that we know this morning. And apparently is making the cops even nervous. So all our doors are locked. All our windows are locked. We have triple pane windows and doors, so hopefully it'll slow anybody down. But it's a little nerve-wracking right now around our neck of the woods with people creeping. My tulip hook, my stamps. So we're gonna stamp in memory of Janet into our concrete, because we want for whoever has this house after us to know it is not the same guy on the bike. It's no, it's a different individual. It's a younger, probably late teens, early 20s, whereas the guy on the bike was probably a lot older. At least he looked like he looked a lot older. But you can never judge a book by its cover with age, so. But yeah, we're gonna, hopefully this will stamp what we need into the concrete. So that way, as long as that concrete's here and whoever owns this house will know that that concrete was poured in her memory. Because her money paid for it. And then I got this Leisure Arts thread bookmarks. It's a pretty thick little book, little booklet. You know, Niecy, sometimes I wish I did too. But, you know, thankfully, us and all our neighbors are being diligent right now, and we're watching out for each other. So, our neighbor across the street that has a bunch of windows on the backside of their house, he even saw this individual walking down last night, and he said, had my husband not stepped out to say something, he was going to come out and say something. So, I mean, and then while we were gone, so let me tell you another story. Thursday night, before we were getting ready to leave for our nightly activities, there was this young man that showed up who was a whole different kid from the one that I'm talking about from last night. And he showed up with a backpack and a bike, and walks up to me and goes, are there any kids? I said, yeah, but we're about ready to leave for our nightly activities. Well, I had taken off with my daughter, and he hung around and played with the two boys, and my husband allowed him to stick around. And he just got a weird vibe from this kid. Like, he didn't really respect boundaries. Well, come to find out, Friday, we were on our way down to do our weekend vacation that we did, and he shows up at our house and just lingers and hangs and just walks around our house, is just hanging out, messing with stuff that's outside, away from the house, but out by our shed. And one of our neighbors goes over, he leaves, but he comes back about 2 hours or so later, gets dropped off by a truck, and lingers again. And one of the neighbor that came over and spoke to this kid, he's 14. That's one I'm talking about. We know his age because he had told us the Thursday night. And the husband of the neighbor, he came over and got this young man to leave. And then later on, he got dropped off by a truck, and his wife noticed it, so she called the cops for us. And the cops came out. He wasn't here anymore when the cops showed up. But his bike, it is still sitting behind our shed. Our other shed that got hit. It's still sitting back there. He hasn't come back to get it. And that kid hasn't been back since either. But he just, between that and then now this other guy, like, just lingering around our house, it's making me and my kids nervous. And my husband. So there's no construction stuff here right now, Steven. But we are having some activity going on with all that. So hello, Carrie. But it is a young person. Well, my husband had an interaction with him last night, and he could tell he was young, but he's very, like, he has a lot of tattoos on him. I was like, it don't matter how old he is. He could be 16 and still get tattoos. And a lot of young men at 16 look like they're older than they are. You know, just guys just can sometimes look older than they are really sometimes. So this individual, I mean, but he could have had parents' permission, and honestly, it don't stop him from getting tattoos. If you go to the right people, you can get. I know there's people out there that'll do tattoos with no parental. Well, now I think all hooks need to come with something like that. This tulip hook, it's a skinny one. I get why they did it, because this can really stab you, but it comes with a little cover. It's a little less pokey. I don't know. It's so weird. We're just leaving it there. We're not touching it. Well, it was on the ground. Now it's set up, but we're not messing with it because, you know, we don't want it to be broken and come to find out that, you know, it was his and he left it here and it got broken on our watch. We don't. Yeah, we're trying to respect whose ever bike it is for a while, you know. So we'll see. Very sassy. The thing is, with the kid that left it there, the vibe that we were getting is he kind of felt possibly a little challenged, like possibly autistic, that, or he was just playing it up and just not wanting to talk. But he was very quiet. He just kind of looked, I don't know, it's hard to, like I said, I don't want to judge his looks, but like something felt off, you know. Our spidey senses are just kind of tingling with these two people. And so it's like, yeah. So we don't know, because he did show up with two different bikes. The night that he showed up and talked to me, he had a whole different bike than what he had the next day. Well, I don't know. This is what you get when you live in the city, I guess. So here is my tulip hook. My 1.75 millimeter. It is a size 0, or number 0. A number 0 tulip. I like that it has a little bit more of a handle to it than this. It's not much, but there's something there that's, I don't know, just a little bit better to hold on to than this. And good morning, Sassy Mary. I didn't mean to not say good morning to you. I don't know if I missed anybody else. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them, Melissa. I could bring them with me. I just need to see if they would let me, because they have stuff there that could entertain them. I just don't know if they would let me bring them. I might have to text and be like, hey guys, we've got some weird stuff going on around our house. Do you mind if I bring my kids with me? Oh, and Nisi, we are definitely going to be getting a couple more cameras. We already got one. We've got our doorbell camera, and then we've got one over our garage and one over our backyard area. We're going to get 2 more outdoor ones and put one on either corner. I told my husband, after these last 2 guys, the boy and the 2 boys, or adults, the one is definitely not an adult. You can definitely tell he's still a child. But either way, just with everything going on, I was like, we need more cameras. Just, yes, it may not necessarily save us from anything, but it will allow us to have footage and be able to show cops and people, like, here's what's going on. So let me, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and actually, that way I don't forget. Let me text these guys. I just got to figure out which one it is. It's not that one. Burr. Yeah. This is true, but I'm going to text them and be like, hey, do you guys mind if I bring them and leave them? I'll just talk to Carrie. I'm going to bring her. I'm not going to text right now, but I'm going to just at least have her text up so that way I can remember when I open my phone again to text her. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 cameras on either corners of the front and back. Well, 4 cameras, 2 on either end. And then he's going to put motion lights somewhere that they only, well, we have them now, but they stay on all the time, even at night. And so what he's going to do is we're putting these new lights in under the under the, what is it called? The ease of our house or whatever. It's these lights that we can program to be different colors, do different like strobe movements and things. And my husband's like, there, Christmas decorations are done for the year. It's like, oh, no. We're going to get stuff in the yard too. He just won't have to get on the roof anymore. But we're going to have those lights up, and so he's going to take the 2 lights that are on right now that we have for that are also motion detected ones. He's going to move those somewhere else and use those for motion only. So like whether it's animals or humans, the lights will come on. Anyway, so yeah. So hey world, if you come mess with our house, you'll be on camera. I don't mind telling y'all this because like it's out there. We have security footage. We have security cameras around our house. So don't come messing with us or you don't want to get caught. And trust me, there's not going to be a whole lot of blind spots. If any. Like we're going to get a good, not quite 360-degree foot view, but we're going to have pretty close. Pretty close. So, what was I supposed to do? 6. I still got 2 more to go. So, yeah, I could have my husband. I need to get my neighbor's phone in my phone numbers in my phone, but just be like, hey, I'm going to leave for like 2 hours. Can you just keep an eye on the house for me with the kids? Yep. Well, that's what these are. They're floodlights. So they're on pretty much all the time, at least the one on the back. We have one on the back that's on all the time and one on the front that's on all the time. So that way, because if not, our yard, our property, because we have 3 acres of land, but only 1 acre is usable with, that we maintain and whatnot, because the rest is wooded ravine. So if we didn't have any lights on, it would be completely pitch black. There's no street lights in front of our house, so on the road. So the closest street light is up the road a little bit, and it does not illuminate our yard whatsoever. And so my husband even told the one neighbor, which had told us, he asked us if we could turn down one of these lights that was on our house because it shone right into his bedroom, because they have windows on the back of the house and their bedroom's on the back side of the house. Well, the other night he's like, I hope you don't mind, but we're going to be leaving this light on for a while. He's like, yeah, no, I completely understand. So yeah, we have to have lights on. If not, it's completely dark. Granted, the cameras, even with it dark, at least the ones inside, do infrared, so you can still see. Like it's lit up, but it's not lit up, if that makes sense. So that is why we have cameras. And it has helped us a lot because we were able to see this kid show up to our house while we were gone on Friday. And then the cop showed up, and my husband was actually able to talk to him through the door camera, the doorbell camera, and said, hey, just call me. Here's my phone number. And so he's actually got a cop's phone number now, which, I mean, we won't use it or anything, but like he was able to talk to the cop directly across the phone instead of the camera because the sound was weird between the two with him trying to talk and hear and everything. So yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. Let me just tell you guys, it's been very eventful. Literally, like from the night before we left to the night we got back, to last night. Yeah, it definitely makes me a little nervous. But anyway, let's talk about something happy. Yarn always makes things better, right? Doesn't it? Until it doesn't. Until it like gives you yarn babies and yarn barf and all that fun stuff that you don't like to deal with that comes along with it. All right, I'm going to measure again after this to see, because the piece needs to be 20 inches, but I need to go, I don't know, how far do you think? Like about that far for a flap? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how how many inches to go to make my flappy flap. And it's wide enough. I think I might need to do at least 2 big buttons or 3 smaller buttons. Ugh, and that means if I do big buttons, I might have to order buttons. But if I use what I have I have some buttons upstairs that are like plasticky, primary colored, kid ones that I could throw on here. Yarn could make me smile anytime. I know, even the yarn babies, they're so cute. Like the yarn baby that was born yesterday on my live when I was making something. I don't remember what it was. It might have been when I started messing with this. Okay, let me measure how close to 20 we're getting here. I feel like I still had 4 inches to go, but have you seen the new yarn that Yarn Inspirations at Karen Simply Me? I've seen it, yes. Kind of looks like Picasso. I just haven't seen much for colorways yet. All right. Still have a long ways to go. Still got 2 3/4 ish, maybe 2.5. 2 3/4. Or yeah, 2 3/4. So I need 1 button. I could. This is true. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do that because I did think about that. Oh, hey. I wanted to look through this. So, those are quite interesting. Oh, they have little butterfly ones. Those are cool. Wonder what kind of yarn they use. It says they use crochet thread. Nice. Well, I guess, never mind. It is thread bookmarks. Don't mind me. It's been out a little bit, Margaret, because I feel like I've seen people mention it over the last couple months. Like month or 2. Yeah, check out these cute little butterfly ones. It's just ribbon and then a little button, and then you got your 2 different types of butterflies there. It uses a lace weight. So okay, so the thread is lace weight. Okay. It's all zeros, so. Yeah, so. Well, I mean, I have it for future reference, so. I still have to go another 2 inches before I start doing that. Okay, so dingle, dingle, dingle. 2 rows. Dingle, dingle, dingle. 2 rows of the burgundy. 2 rows of the burgundy. What time are we at here? 8:47. 8:47, y'all. I have all the must-do things done, including new stock loaded to my shop. Now maybe I can do some crochet. That sounds so awesome, Marianne. I wish you well on your store. I need to start taking pictures of things. So I was going to take pictures of things that I've made, like my Busta Scraps, Busta Stash series stuff that I've been making, and put those on there and see if anybody, but I need your guys' help to share out the link, though, because it's, with those that are following me, it's mostly crocheters. So, it's things that you guys could buy on your, make on your own. And a lot of you have made because you've made them with me. I need to figure out where my bag pattern is that I wrote down, because I told Rebecca she was going to help me with testing it. Listening alone. Ooh, let's see if I have any memberships to give out. Send. Let's see. Sandy, Diane Major, Carrie Pedersen, Delia B, and Kay Mishler. Names. Some of those I don't recognize. The top 3 I do, but the last 2 I don't. The last 2 aren't familiar to me. But I also have 1,600 plus people subscribed to my channel, which is crazy to think that people like me enough to do that. Y'all, I'm so close to 1,700. It's crazy. Crazy to think that. I'm like 300 away from 2,000. That's just unfathomable. Oh, I only have 6 more till 1,700. Holy buckets. 6 more till 1,700, y'all. That's crazy. Last I knew, I was in like the 70s, almost 80, or around the 80s or something. Still had a handful left. Now, literally, have just 1 handful. 303 away from 2,000. That's just, whew. That's a little overwhelming a little bit. Awesome. I want to grow, but I don't know how big I want to be. I don't want to be too big. Nice and comfy right where I'm at. Nice and comfy right where I'm at. Got 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the 20 inches in 10 minutes, but I might. I could if I just sat here and did nothing but did it without talking. I don't really track it much either, Marianne. It's only when I go into my dashboard, I just see the number there. I go to the dashboard to check my like my live like my content. I just check it to see things, and I just happen to see it there. Yay, yippee, October. I got 3 weeks until my youngest is 8. I don't have a party plan for him yet either. I don't know what I'm going to do. He doesn't have a lot of friends. He doesn't really have any friends. He's got some friends-ish that he plays with at church, but he's kind of a friendless little boy, which is kind of sucks, but we're going to get him into some sports and things. I'm actually thinking about getting him into t-ball next year. I think he would do amazing at t-ball. And then I was thinking about possibly trying basketball over the winter. See if we can convince him to play something. He needs to get out there and make some friends. Whether he's good at it or not. Just try, you know. Yeah, I don't usually have a ton, Sassy. I think 20 to 30 is about where I average for viewers on my morning lives. So I'm good with that. Keeps it nice and small, and everybody gets a chance to say what they want to say and get responded to. And although I will say that a lot of channels that have larger chats do a pretty good job at keeping up for the most part, for as many as they get. So all right, next. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Is that too loud for you guys? That was 2 again. I must not have shaken it very well. We'll just do 2 again. That's okay. We can do 2. It's got a lot of knots. It's funny when I get very small amounts of rows right after another, I get a lot of knots close to each other. From where I knot my 2 ends together from the last color to the new color. So that way, you know, and then I also have a slip stitch. So really trying to make sure this doesn't come apart. Yeah. I say hi. I try to say things. If it doesn't get seen, I just stop. Yep. So I don't try too hard. After these 2, I'm going to measure again, even though I think I've only gotten another inch done after 4 rows. I don't know. Don't know how many inches each row is taking. Or so almost, I need to go another, let's see, that was 6 and this was 4. So I need to do at least another 7 rows before it's done. The jingling-a-ling-a-ling's not bothering you? That's good. I didn't know if it was too loud. It's loud for me. So. But yeah, that's why I was just asking to make sure you guys, it wasn't too loud for you. Because I know it's basically a hard dice hitting a glass jar, so I want to make sure it's not. I mean, my camera picks up me swallowing my drink. That's why I'm like, this has got to be loud for you guys. So I don't know if you guys have said anything about what you're working on, but is there anything you guys are working on? I feel like there's not a lot of the burgundy in this side. It's almost flip-flop. Like there's more at this end than there was. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I like it. Cardigan and cotton. Well, that sounds fun. Mine is this pillow currently. And then Bible study this afternoon. Well, school and then Bible study. Lunch, Bible study. And then nightly activities. Dance and flag football. Just in case you guys want to know our daily routine, which I need to stop saying. But just I feel like I have to share. Or I don't have anything to talk about. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? What are y'all working on? Folding laundry. As I said this morning, I went into my closet and went, I need to do laundry today. So I don't know if I'll remember, but hopefully I should do it today. Designing a pattern for a character that is Lizzie's favorite in a game she plays called Dandy's World. It's a rock dog named Pebble. That sounds fun. A rock dog named Pebble. I love it. That's funny. That is funny. Wait, you're doing a shawl cardigan. Trying to use up partial skeins and the lumbar pillow. Yay! You know, I do have chenille. I could have made a chenille one. But they used velvet. Which isn't... Excuse me. Isn't chenille and velvet both made from the same stuff, like polyester? Aren't they both polyester? I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. I have enough clothes to wear, to not wear the same outfit for at least a week and a half, at least pant-wise. Shirt-wise, I could go probably a month, maybe. But I don't know that I've heard of Dandy's World. I'm doing it down the road. I'm a bit intimidated by the fact that it requires working with a chart. Didn't realize that until I got the pattern. The charts aren't that bad, though, Marianne. You're doing the Nana June blanket. I was working on it, took a picture and sent it to her. She replied back, oh my gosh! Oh my... That's awesome. Velvet shedless. Yeah, probably. I have the chenille from the Dollar Tree. It's that Premier chenille. The Premier Just Chenille, whatever it's called. All right. I got 3 this time. Man, that yarn chicken. So I said I needed to do about 10 rows. I've done 4. So I'm doing 3. That's 7. So another 3 rows after that should put me at 20. Should. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm hoping that when I go to sew these 2 pieces together that I can in fact hide my tails inside the pillow cover. Because I'm like, I don't want to go sewing those all in. The Boo Doily. You were considering using that? I thought about it after I saw yours, and I was like, oh, I do have that. But then I was like, I already had a bunch of this done. But I really like the way this... The fact that this pillow is going to look like 2 different pillows on either side of it is hilarious to me. So I am doing 3 rows of burgundy. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I might just do 3 and 3. Finish out the other 3 rows with the Bernat and see if I make it to 20. And then I can start decreasing from there. So that way I can have my little flappy flap. I'll just have to figure out at what point in my decreases to make like a buttonhole. Because I'll probably do like that chain thing, you know, chain a couple. Figure out what size button I'm going to use. I think a big button would look on this. I think a big button about that big. About a 2-inch button maybe. And then make a buttonhole that's just slightly smaller than 2 inches. Because it'll stretch out over the button, and I don't want it to be too big that the button can slide back through as it's being used. The Boo Doily. I don't know that I've seen that one. Or does it just say the word boo on as a doily? Like on a doily, I mean. Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I want to measure. Oh, it's after 9. I gotta get off of here. I don't pay attention to the time sometimes. Oh, that thing gets in my way every time. So I'm sitting at 19. If I do another 2 rows, that'll probably put me at 19 and a half. I might just start decreasing it after these 3 rows. Oh, it is ghosts. Oh, cool. Oh, goodness gracious. Time for a stretch. Everybody stretch. Get all those joints snap, crackling, and popping. Grab yourself a beverage. Get yourself I wouldn't say this is hydrating me, but, you know, at least quench your thirst. All right. I'm going to get off here, and I will hopefully see most of you at Frizzy's Live in a couple of hours. And, yeah, so have a great Tuesday. I will see you guys tomorrow for Whip It Wednesday. Whipping Wednesday. I don't know what I call it. Something Wednesdays with whips. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see you for Hump Day tomorrow. Same time, same place. 7:30 Central here on my channel. So be safe, be healthy. Hopefully those headaches go away for those of you that have them. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. What? Oh, that was a little. I'm just trying to get the heart.